Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your fellow servant Shemaiah, a Hebrew Israelite. And as we do, part of our covenant, because of Yahweh Shai commanded it, we come out here on the highways and hedges, week in and week out, day in and day out, putting our lives on the line for the testimony of Yahweh Shai, okay? To prophesy the downfall of America, aka Babylon the Great, also known as that whore that sits upon the beast. As the Hebrew Israelites, the true, blood-born, spiritual-based Hebrew Israelites. All right? The sons of Jacob. Right? The sons of Israel. Yasharallah, Prince of the Power. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, and Haitians, and the rest of the speckled bird, repent, for the kingdom of the Most High is at hand. America will be destroyed by nuclear fire, all right? And by way of fire come out of the chariots of the Heavenly Father, which you ignorantly call UFOs. First and foremost, or before we continue, let us give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah Kwadash, and double honors to our beloved elders and apostles of the great millstone, whom the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, have used to be the examples for the children of Israel and the prophets of Israel in these last days of time, over all of Israel, whether you accept it or not. Gather around, I got a story to tell. Now I think that was a verse off of Biggie, Victoria's Big, involving a woman. Well, I got a story to tell. All right? And this story is about my sister, right? And my niece. I got a call early this morning, right? Well, to me it's early, right? I don't go to sleep till late, I'll just say that. But I got a call early this morning, right? And my sister was frantic. She was, really like upset, okay? Because where she stayed is like a little efficiency place, right? And the maintenance guy come knocking on the door. My niece gonna tell, my sister, because she's in the restroom, getting ready for work or whatever, I guess, taking a shower or whatever, right? The maintenance guy barged up in there, okay, right? And so it's peculiar because about 2 weeks ago, about a week ago, probably not even a week ago, she was telling me about this guy. She was saying that he looked kind of creepy or whatever, right? But he's like a maintenance guy, right? Sometimes them apartment complexes or them places, they just hire somebody that's supposed to know about certain things like plumbing and whatever. Anything a man, can do and know pretty much, right? Long story short, he has access to the room, and regardless of what my niece tells him, that somebody was in the bathroom and that they were, my sister was naked, right? That, not to go in there at the time. These damn ants. Y'all finally got a way to get me. Y'all want to go to war, man? Oh, let's not go to war, man. I don't want to do that. Man, there's a lot of them bitches that was around my foot. I should have known there's a whole bunch of hoes right there. Salakia, family. I stepped into a doggone ant trap. Let me see if I can do something about this. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, family. Just anger them bitches. It's a gang of them hoes right there. So I'm about to move it on down here. See if they still feel the same way. Ain't too many down here. Slacky about that, family. Yeah, them bitches crawling all on me and everything. Damn, boy, them boys fast. Y'all bitches fast. Shit. Now they gathering down here. All right. I get it. I get it. I get it. Y'all calling all up the damn. Ants ain't no joke, boy. Don't get in their way. Don't get in their way. All right. I'm all the way over here now, so y'all shouldn't be fucking with me bad. Slocky family. Slocky for that. But anyway, yeah, y'all over there, y'all chilling. But anyway, the guy goes inside the bathroom, right? Without no attention, without, knocking, and the things a respectful person should do, right? A respectful person should do. And this is the account of my sister and my niece. So, as a man, I gotta take their advice. I gotta take what they tell me, what it is. And it's two witnesses, right? My niece and my sister. So I understand, she's upset, barging in, pretty much based on what they tell me, right? But when I get there, there's another account. All right, when I get there, I'm looking at the dude because I know who it is. I mean, I don't know who he is, but I've seen him before. I'm like, yeah, based on what she told me, yeah, he kind of, weird. And I'm kind of looking at him while I'm at the door. I'm looking at him like, while the door's being open. And I kind of want to say something, but I got quiet. I was quiet, When I go in the room, he come down here, right? I'm going too fast. Before I left, based on what my niece and my sister say, he had said sorry, sorry, for what he did or whatever. Why would you say sorry if you don't feel guilty about something, right? But what happened is, she, when I went inside the room, I left the door open. He come by the door, he want to start it with me. Now, this whole thing, I'm seeing spiritual. This is all spiritual. Everything that's happening is spiritual, all right? The guy want to get loud with me or whatever, or I guess he wanted me to go and talk to him one-on-one, but I'm like, nah, man, I'm trying to hear what they trying to say, right? So I didn't go out there when he wanted to. Then he get all, boasted up, like he got an issue with me now, all right? The main thing is in the spirit. If I wasn't walking in the spirit, we could have had a conversation and it could have escalated to anything, because at the time I really wasn't trying to hear nothing he had to say, and it was a lot of apologies and and his side of the story and they lying, right? So there's a lot of confusion going on spiritually. I detected it as something that I tell my sister, you gotta go down to the office and let these people know what's going on with this individual or whatever, right? So we go down there. This guy, he puffed up. He come in there. He want to rah-rah. He want to fight. So now it seems like it's something personal. These are all spiritual attacks. This is how the devil works. All right. Personally, I haven't had to put my hands on nobody in some years. But I've been one to train. I've been one to train. And I got brothers for that, But this would have been a decent opportunity. But no, instead, practicing in the spirit, we don't got to get into all that. I bet he said 2 words to the guy the whole time. All right? He's doing all the talking. So we already know how these guys is. We can carry them. But the point is, I tell my sister all the time, why you dressed like that? I'm in the truth. You know I'm in the truth. I'm dealing with the Lord. I've been told you how you supposed to be dressing, how you supposed to present yourself. Our women don't understand this. A lot of our women still believe in the whole Babylon thing that they're secure. You're not secure. You're at a disadvantage, especially now more than ever. You're at a disadvantage more now than ever. You wearing tight clothes where a man can see your assets, and you're a really friendly person. She's too friendly, if you ask me. You know, she doesn't really have the care. She doesn't really have the like, and like my niece the same way, man. They real sweet, but you know, you gonna have to learn how to, you know, for one, you have to learn how to dress properly. You know, because a man that sees a woman that's dressed down with her hair covered would have more fear of a God-fearing woman than a woman that's out here in the streets or a nigga that's out here in the streets. All right? I mean, but all day, every day, Jake is going to have a problem with his brother regardless. With that, I want to get this precept. Because of the curses. I perceive him to be if he wasn't a light-skinned Judite, he was probably Ephraimite, you know. Damn, man. Yep, right up under the tree still. Shit. I'm gonna go here. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Right? And that's the job of the prophets. We come out here on the highways and hedges to warn out our people, men, women, and children, but you know, children of Israel, to wake up out of slumber. The time is short. You might not see what's going on, but the Lord has sent you seers that can perceive the time, the signs of the time. We're not in the time over the past decade. I'll say that. Over the past decade, we've seen the influx of guns, drugs, different kind of drugs. These things take a toll on your society, on your community, on your surrounding. Different drugs people use, you know, you can have them bugged out of their mind. On top of that, not to negate the fact that the Lord has spirits of vengeance. All right? At any moment, the Lord could just get them. And I believe that was the case of what happened today. Right? Because my sister, she's known for dressing provocative, you know, especially when she goes to work. Unless she put on her uniform, and you know, certain days they let them go and they dress however they want to dress, and then she put on this something that's not modest. I'll say that, you know. And this guy has been seeing this for a while now, right? And he don't necessarily see no man with her, right? He don't necessarily see no man with her, except you know when I stop by or whatever, you know, he might see me probably once or twice or whatever. And she been there for a minute by now, right? So, if he don't see my vehicle pull up, that's probably a hint for him like, all right, he ain't here. And the people at the department, hey, we got a leak. All this is the Lord's doing, though. What I'm trying to say, right? At the end of the day, the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, controls all things. I told her, you know, the Lord probably seen what you were about to put on before you put it on, right? The Lord already orchestrated everything to happen exactly the way it happened. He gave this man access to your room. You're up in here not even considering the ways of Yahweh Shemashah. This should have been a scare tactic, if anything, to steer you on the right path. But we're going to see. Are you still going to wear them tight dress, showing off your assets? Because she's a decent looking woman for the most part. You know what I mean? And it's only so much a brother can tell a sister. You know, as far as how you supposed to, you know, how you supposed to be. A man seeing a woman with her hair covered and wearing dressing apparel, 9 times out of 10, and not to say that you know the East Indian woman got anything to do with the Israelite woman, or you know, but you're not gonna just assume that an East Indian woman is going to accept a man just popping up. And you know, she goes to the store, she's covered all the way down. That's a woman that you think would be on a spiritual level, and you don't want to mess with that. And same thing we trying to do with our sisters. We trying to tell them, hey, your hedge of protection is your man. What your man tell you is advice you should be taking heed to. What you think is just a man. You think he's just a man talking to you, but he's actually the voice of the Lord speaking with you. Which a lot of our women are not going to understand that until it's too late. I just did a lesson this about probably 3 days ago about a lot of our women. It's going to be too late for y'all. Let's say if my niece wasn't there, no one was there. He came in there while you getting out the shower, because he just bars in from what they say. He bars in while she was getting out the shower. She pretty much naked. She had to hurry up and wrap herself up, right? Let's just say it's just you and him there, and he's taking it to that next level. It's your word against his, and evidently these people ain't doing nothing about it. All right. So now, you know, while I'm taking her to work, I'm like, so that put me in a situation as big brother. Right now, I got to fight. Let's say I fight this nigga, or if I take him out, you know, in any way or form that I might have to. Now I take him out, because when I got there, he looking like he wanted with me now. And I'm just cool, calm, collected as a cucumber, you know, just the words of Yahweh Shem Shah. But at the same time, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm kind of hurt. You know, I haven't been working out, everything like that. But I believe, I've seen it. You know, I've seen it. The Lord put a spirit on you. When the Lord put a spirit on you, there's nothing anybody can do about it. Nothing. So I ain't worried about fighting no dude or nothing like that. As long as a man don't put his hands on me, he gonna be okay. Right? As long as a man don't put his hands on me, he gonna be okay. Right? But anyway, what I'm trying to tell her is, you could avoid this whole situation if you listen to the words of Yahweh Shem Shah. You know you're supposed to dress in modest apparel whenever you leave out these doors. You're not supposed to leave nothing to. If anything, you're supposed to leave what you look like to a man's imagination, as they say. You know. But even the Yahweh Shah said, was that in Matthew 23? You know, a man gonna be judged for that, looking at a woman and that's married to somebody as if you know, in a lustful way. Then the Lord fights your battles at that time. If you're doing what thus Yahweh Shem Shah says, your fight decreases. That's a part of faith. Now we're trying to get y'all to fucking understand. Gather around, I got a story to tell. Because these women, they think that how America was 10 years ago, that it's still the same, or that it's even gotten better. It's gotten worse. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all, of course y'all not seen it, and y'all not listening to the men of the Lord, y'all gonna keep on going out there. Like, she could have got taken advantage of, and nobody would have been around to tell her anything. Nobody would have been around to protect her. All right, and that's the case for a lot of you women. Imagine the women that actually do get accosted. I bet you 99% of those women, they dress, you know, in a provocative way, an enticing way. Again, Isaiah 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. All right? The Lord is warning you of the time that we're coming into. It's going to be very dangerous. Scarce. Not only are men going to be hungry because they can barely afford food, men are starving from affection, attention. And you women, you want all the attention, right? You women that's not listening to the prophets. You women that still believe in Egypt thriving and you don't need a man and things of this nature, right? going out here dressing like a harlot, that's going to invite that energy of a man that's been neglected. It don't matter if he got a wife or not, because we know 9 out of 10 how these wives are nowadays. These wives ain't even going to pay no attention to their men. They don't give no the attention the man want. So the man is sitting up there working out, you know, stressing, and he just want one little opportunity. And if a woman say yes, and a woman say yes, and if a man perceive you, if a man look in your eyes and perceive you to be a woman that's had multiple lovers, it's just because that's a spirit. That's what you don't understand about the spirit of things. Men could possibly look in your eyes and perceive that you've had many lovers, or even by the way that you walk. Your flesh might give a person a little look, a smile, anything, right? To give off, you know, to a man the thought that you know you want him, and you might not even notice that, or you're not trying to do that, but it's just that simple. It's just that simple. And now let's say, what if my niece wasn't there, right? Like I said, it's just her word against his word. If he was to try anything, so. Verse 12, it says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city. Because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the city shall be left, the forts and towers shall be dens forever. A joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks. All right? And that's happened to us in our homeland. The thing is, it's happened to us again here in Babylon the Great. All right, let me jump here to Deuteronomy 23 and 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. All right? So you're not... coming into this truth, you understand, you should have the knowledge that we're not of this world. We have to conduct ourselves differently, right? We're not going to conduct ourselves as the vibration that Esau Edom has pushed on our people through television, through magazines, through radio, or whatever medium, or even your surrounding, right? Because most of these people in your neighborhoods and your apartment complexes, the majority of these people among Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, West Indians, and Haitians, most of these people have been programmed by the system, the television, the magazines, from before the 80s, in the 70s. Our great-grandma, well, I ain't gonna say our great-grandma, our grandmothers and our mothers, right, and our aunties have bought up the whole image for American women, especially so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American women, right? So much to the point where our women can't go outside or get a job. This is their belief. This is what they tell me. They can't get a job unless they put a wig on or get extensions and look like Esau Edom or Ephraimite. They can't wear their natural hair. That's their thinking. I don't believe it's true. I've seen plenty of Negro women wear their natural hair. Some of them might be able to, hot comb it and make it look straight, but it's still their natural hair. Or they can put it up in buns or whatever they do, all the way back, right? But that's how bad it's gotten for our women and their belief and their standard as far as standing on the image for themselves that Esau Edom has set up. Coming into this truth, you're supposed to break away from that. You're supposed to break away from that. Going to Ammon or Moab to pay hundreds of dollars for something to put inside your head when the Lord already got you here. And you got the curses anyway. He gonna smite the scalp, right? Just like a man, we gotta deal with the curses of having a woman that don't want to listen to us. But in these days of time, it's going to be in your best interest to turn that around. Your best interest. We don't necessarily need it. Who we listen to is Yahweh Shemal Shah, and that starts from the men on down that He's chosen. Our beloved elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. If you're so-called Negro or Latino, repent, for the Lord is coming back to save His elect, 1/3 of His people. But 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, and by fire come out of the Lord's chariots. Again, repent, return back to the Lord. His name is Yahweh in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, and his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shah. Okay. Again, Deuteronomy 23:17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Right? Because if you jump to, let me get it. In Jude chapter 7, it says, even chapter 7 verse 7, or chapter 1 verse 7, it states, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication, all right, lust of the body, and lust of the spirit as well, believing in these other doctrines, Christianity, Islam, black conscience, MTEP, HOTEP, whatever they call it, HOTEP, all these other foreign Gentile philosophies are going to get our people destroyed. That's spiritual fornication. But also fornication, which goes into adultery, right? These men of fornication, strange acts, men being with men. That's not a natural. That's not a natural use. That's not a natural way of living, a natural way of being. But Babylon the Great, through her television, through her magazines, through her radio, has pushed that vibration, that wicked vibration, on our people. Now, are you going to accept it, right, like these Christians would do, or are you going to hold fast to the truth that the Lord has given us, to the standard that Yahweh Shemal Shah has given us? There was no boy lover amongst the 12 disciples. There was no boy lover amongst the 12 disciples. All right? So for all you Christian churches that's so accepting of everything, except for this truth, right? Y'all love everybody. Y'all love everything. Even the enemies of Yahweh Shemal Shah. Even the ones the Lord said, you know, he's gonna recompense from the Hamites to the Amalek, who the Lord gonna have war with from generation to generation. Y'all love all these people that the Lord hate, but you hate us. That's how we know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shah, that through Him we must be on the right page. We must be on the right path. But you boy lovers, the Lord got something for you. Again, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh. All right, what's that? That's doing things that's unseemly, right? Doing things that's not necessarily natural. Women being with women, men being with men. If you hear these words and you're a part of that so-called community, it hasn't broken free, it hasn't broken out yet. You have the opportunity to repent. But will they hear the words? And even if they hear the words, will they take action upon it? There's no purpose to tell us that you trust the Lord, you love the Lord, you hear the word, but you're not acting upon it. You still caught up, oh, it's too much, I can't. a lot of the people that that's coming to the truth all have had demons to fight. They all have had demons to fight. And through the spirit and power, through prayer, through going through a hard time, going through hell, the Lord has helped them out. The Lord's hand is not short that He can't save. All right? The Lord's hand is still stretched out. Now, how long you think it's going to take? If you think the Lord going to wait for you to whenever you want things to get right, that's a game you don't want to play. That's a game you don't want to play. Okay, it says, for going after strange flesh, and are set forth for an example. An example. Let's get that word. Let's see what example means. Example. Salaki. Example. You don't want to play, so I got it. It says, a thing characterized of, or Salaki, a thing characterized of its kind, or illustrating a general rule. A person or thing regarded in terms of their fitness to be imitated, or the likelihood of their being imitated. A model, a lead, a specimen, a sample, right? It says the verb, that's the noun, the verb or the action thereof is be illustrated or exemplified. You know what exemplified means, right? Exemplified. Be a typical example of an illustration. I'm gonna read it again for us. Jude chapter 1, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, those were, you know what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? It was a lot of whoring going on, a lot of idolatry taking place, a lot of fornication going on, women being with women, men being with women, orgies, all these things that naturally is not of the use of a man or woman, right? They were taking advantage of their flesh. It says, the cities about them in like manner give themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set for an example, suffering the visions of eternal fire. And that's what the Lord about to bring again, right? By way of nuclear missiles. All right? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, fire and brimstone. And it's so many missiles. It's like every individual is going to pretty much get their own fucking missile, or every group of individuals that's engulfed in that wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah is going to catch a missile. The majority of our people, the remnant that's going to be saved, is going to sit here and have to watch the majority of our people suffer in that eternal fire that's going to be here in America. Let's get this in Romans. Romans chapter 1, starting at verse 18, it states, for the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Wow, that's a B. Y'all probably can't see it. Yeah, y'all saw it? That's a B. Anyway, it says, because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them. For the Most High has showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. All right, the truth is going out, so you have no excuse of what's coming. Like it's written, I come to tell you the truth. Have I not become your enemy? Well, like Yahushua said, when I come and I tell the truth, roughly paraphrasing, you no longer have any hope for your sin. What you've been doing in the dark is being exposed by the light. Now, get right, or you're going to be executed. You're going to have to be taken out. All right. So they that are without excuse, because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified Him not as the Most High. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations and foolish in their hearts. And their foolish heart was darkened. So when the light comes, no, I don't want to hear that. Tell us smooth things. Jeremiah 23. Tell us smooth things. We don't want to hear the words of the prophet. Every time y'all come around, y'all ain't got nothing but bad shit to say. And then what Ahab said about Mayakah Allah, y'all got nothing but bad things to say. You always say, every time you say something bad happen. It's a fucking warning. Salaki, not a warning. It's a warning from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So you won't have to go through that. How long do the prophets have to keep on doing this? It won't be for too much longer. The Lord gonna shut the internet down sooner or later. And their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like unto corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things, right? You got all these other religions out there. You got the Indian culture religion that believe in an elephant or a lady with a bunch of arms. They believe in the moon. Christians believe in the cross. The thing that took the Lord out is the thing that y'all put as an image to worship. Whether y'all see it like that or not, y'all glorify a cross. The same cross that these Edomites be using to burn in your front yard, which that might come back. That might come back. I thought it was gonna be hot. It is kind of hot, but still, the Lord bringing them clouds. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Give me a little shade. All right. Verse 24. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Yeah, a lot of y'all pastors, y'all get that reverence, like y'all doing the shit, like y'all such a mighty person of God, to the point where your congregation don't even praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua anymore. They praise you. They praise you. I don't know what I would do if it wasn't for you, Pastor Porkchop. I don't know what I would have did if it wasn't for you. Some of y'all, hey, just keep on coming to church and give it to the collection. We need your donations. We need to keep this congregation getting bigger and bigger. Just keep on coming to church. Give us your donations. That's your attitude. So y'all got hell to pay too. For this cause, God, the Most High, gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Right. So that's a woman being with a woman. Right? A woman being modest. A woman having on a long flowing dress so she can get some air inside of a cootie cat. Not a tight ass dress where you walk and your legs are stuck together. And your cat rubbing against each other getting stank from the fire burning from between your legs. Nasty, tight ass dress. Hot as fuck outside. And you can't walk where your cootie cat can get some fresh air from the air going up the dress. Because you want to wear a short, tight ass skirt. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. Right. So a lot of y'all are still gonna be stuck, no matter what we say. Right, let me get that. No matter what we say. Right. Here it states, 2nd Chronicles, chapter 36. All right. I'm gonna start at verse right, because this happened during the time during the Babylon. It states, it say, but they mocked the messages of the Most High, verse 16. But they mocked the messages of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people till there was no remedy. And that was the Lord about to bring again. The only remedy for 2/3 of our people, Ephraim, Hispanic, call on Allah, Yahweh Shema Shah, how you doing? Akim, Miguel or Mike, I'll just say that, Mike, Shalom. Call on Allah, Yahweh Shema Shah, may the blessing and blessing be upon your house, you know? Yeah, again, but they mocked the messages of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Most High, or the Lord Yahweh, arose against his people till there was no remedy. The Lord gonna bring that same thing again. The only remedy, the only mercy for ravenous dogs, for a dog with rabies that can't be cured, is to put him out of his misery, and you come back in the kingdom. Other than that, you got to feel the fire, you got to feel the flame, right? Women going off, your men going off, and you know, after the lust of the flesh, you better start learning how to fight your flesh. You better start understanding the difference between your flesh telling you something that's right and your spirit through Yahweh Shema Shah telling you what's right. You better start learning. And I hope that was an example, you know, for my niece to see. For my niece to see, hey, I need to watch how I dress. Going out here with them tight, short skirts or them tight pants, showing off your curves and everything like that. You got sickos in the world. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. These men are going to be starving. Emotionally starving. You see, like the dude, he was so emotional. He wanted to fight. I bet he said 2 words to the dude. I'm just looking at him. I guess my look was enough to make him feel like I wanted to fight. But I ain't got nothing to say. In those moments, and I can't wait, call Allah, Yahweh Shema Shah, I don't want Ratazah. We be a part of that elect number, man. The Lord give us spiritual powers and tell us, yes, that go. It's a green light on that nigga. It's a green light on that nigga. It's a green light. We can't wait for the Lord to put a green light on these niggas out here, man. And if he make us, especially if he make us those men. Lucky. Thought I saw a caterpillar. But yeah, man, when it's a go, it's a go. The Lord is going to give us me a spiritual power. Like I was saying, like, I haven't really been working out, but a Lord just put a calm over me. And it was like, I really did want to. It's like it's about to rain, Aki. It's like it's about to rain. It's lucky, hold on right quick. Yeah, it looks like it's about to rain. I ain't gonna be able to do this for too much longer though. Anyway, it's again, but they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people. And till there was no remedy. So yeah, what the Lord is warning his people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, and Haitians, to return back to the Lord. Call on his names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, which is Yahweh. That's the name of the Heavenly Father. And Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son's name. You got to return back to the Lord, right? Not to follow the ways of Egypt or Babylon here in America. You know, telling our women they could wear anything they could wear. The Lord said to put on modest apparel, a long flowing dress, right? So men don't be enticed. You got wicked men out here. You got wicked men out here that is willing to take advantage of women. And if you're not dressed in modest apparel, the Lord, your hedge of protection is going to be taken away from you. Men are thirsty out as well as women. When they say women are thirsty out here, men are thirsty out here too. These men haven't had no intimacy. These men haven't had no woman to comfort them, you know, and they want that. And a lot of these men on these crazy ass drugs is going to take it. All right, and these cops is not going to be around to save you or protect you anymore. That's why you need the protection of the Lord. And like the Lord said, you're going to need a man as a hedge of protection. All right, let me get this. In Ecclesiastes chapter 9, it states, "Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of a wise man are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth amongst fools." So who's the ones that rule amongst fools? The government. You got Trump. He been heard. Everything Trump got to say, the whole world hear it. Or even in our neighborhoods, who's being heard? The cry of him that ruleth among fools. Meaning that the thugs, the gangsters, the drug dealers, they get heard more than the so-called what we call a nerd, right? A nerd or a man that's poor, a man that don't got no money, right? Because the man ain't got no money. In this world, you can't take care of much. But in the world to come, right now, the Lord is using the poor things of the world to confound the rich. The Lord is using the weak things of the world to confound the strong. Right? The Lord is using his men. He's not using your pastors and your preachers that got those $50, $60, $100 cars that they using your money, right? They're using your money to take care of their expenses. The Lord not using them corrupt pastors and preachers. Yeah, you good. You come on. You good. Yeah, you good. But yeah, I'm about to probably shut it down in a minute anyway. But the Lord, yeah, I'm about to shut it down, family, because it's about to come down kind of crazy.
And I gotta walk with it on.
Sorry. Well, hold on. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna close this out. And Lord willing, I get a chance to. I'll finish later on at the cave. But till next time, Kwame Yasharallah, Wa Abba Babal.